What happens when rock music refuses to stay in its lane? For decades, rock followed rules. Verse, chorus, solo, repeat. Guitars were loud, lyrics were simple. Attitude mattered more than imagination. Then, Queen arrived, and suddenly the rules sounded small. They didn't enter rock music quietly, they challenged it. Not with rebellion alone, but with ambition. Queen asked a dangerous question. Why can't rock be bigger? Bigger than clubs, bigger than radios, bigger than expectations. They didn't want to sound like anyone else. They wanted to sound like everything. Rock was their foundation, but not their limit. They pulled from opera, from classical music, from theater, from fantasy. Genres collided instead of competing. At first, it confused people. Rock wasn't supposed to be elegant or dramatic or layered with choirs. Queen ignored that. They stacked harmonies until songs felt enormous. They treated vocals like orchestras. They turned distortion into color, not noise. Every song felt intentional. Every second mattered. Freddie Mercury didn't sing rock songs, he performed them. The microphone became a character, the stage became a world. He didn't hide emotion, he amplified it. Joy was exaggerated, pain was theatrical, confidence was unapologetic. Rock had always been rebellious. Queen made it expressive. Brian May reshaped the guitar's role. His tone was precise, layered, almost symphonic. Solos weren't just breaks, they were conversations. He built walls of sound without losing clarity. Roger Taylor added power and urgency. His drums pushed songs forward, never backward. And John Deacon? He grounded everything. His bass lines didn't demand attention, they earned it. Together, they created balance, chaos and control, power and elegance. Queen didn't simplify to be understood, they trusted the audience to catch up. That trust changed rock music. Songs didn't have to be short or predictable or safe. A rock song could tell a story, change direction, surprise you. It could feel like a journey. Audiences began listening differently, not just for hooks, but for moments. Silence mattered, build-up mattered, release mattered. Queen made spectacle respectable. Big ideas were no longer embarrassing. Drama was no longer weakness. Rock could be bold without apology. Critics struggled at first, too theatrical, too ambitious, too much. But crowds responded, because Queen sounded alive. Every performance felt like an event, not a routine. They didn't perform to the audience, they pulled the audience inside. Rock concerts changed. Hands went up, voices joined in, energy moved both ways. Queen didn't just play music, they orchestrated connection. Their influence spread quietly at first. Bands experimented more, took risks, expanded their sound. Rock became less rigid, more open. You could be technical and emotional, heavy and melodic, serious and playful. Queen proved you didn't have to choose. They didn't destroy rock's identity, they expanded it. They showed that confidence could coexist with vulnerability, that power could include beauty, and that imagination was the most rebellious act of all. Over time, what once felt strange became iconic. The harmonies, the structures, the drama. What was once criticized became copied. Queen didn't follow trends, they became reference points. Rock music after Queen had more room to breathe, more room to dream, more room to be human. Their songs didn't age like fashion, they aged like architecture, built to last. Redefining rock wasn't about volume or attitude, it was about possibility. Queen asked musicians to think bigger and listeners to expect more. They turned rock into a stage where anything could happen. And once that door opened, it never fully closed again. The world now knew something it couldn't forget. Rock music didn't have to stay the same. It could evolve, expand, transform. And Queen? They weren't just part of that change, they were the spark. The sound of rock music would never be the same again. But this transformation came with a price, because redefining music also redefines the people who create it. And soon, the weight of that creativity would begin to press back. The next chapter wasn't just about sound, it was about survival, and how far you can push art before it pushes you back.